Yeah, that's how it works. I felt like I was saying something, but I forget.
I don't know, but we got like 2 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
Ooh. My fault, Zaddy.
Welcome to the Make It Work podcast, where we talk about what it is, because it is
what it is.
We are joined today by two lovely guests. The first time we've had an all-girl panel, other than myself. I'm kind of scared. But let's introduce you guys first. I need your name, age, and relationship status.
All right, my name is Sam. I'm 26 and I am single.
My name's Alyssa and I am 27 and I'm single.
26 and 27. Sam, since you went first, why are you single?
Ooh, we getting into it.
Oh, right into it.
right to it. So I've been single for about a year after a long 6-year relationship.
6 years?
6 years.
Y'all damn near engaged.
I'm about to say.
Should have been. But
we all living together?
Yeah, we were living together the whole time. Yeah, we
Mm.
moved in like 6 months in and we were living together for 5.5 years.
Damn, what happened?
Which is crazy. A lot of things. I think we got to a point where, I don't want to get too much into it, but we definitely got to a point where it was not working. Mm-hmm. And we definitely tried to set some boundaries with each other and what we both wanted from the situation. And as we did that, it pushed us even further apart. So, which was, I mean, it was good for us individually, but as a couple, it just was not good.
So you grew apart.
We grew apart for sure. And it was like, we tried so hard and we fought so hard to make it work, but it was the most toxic situation possible. So we made a decision to, after all the toxicity, to just walk away and see if we could try down the line. And I think now both of us individually are in a way better place and we're way happier on our own.
You keep in touch with them? Oh, sorry.
We're cordial. We don't necessarily keep in touch. The only reason that we do keep in touch is while we were together, like our close friends made us godparents to our goddaughter. So I'm her godmom, he's her goddad. And the only time that we talk to each other is like if she's with me and she wants to call him, if she's with him and he wants to call me. Like that's the only time that we really talk to each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all don't share no pets or anything like that?
So we did. We had 3. He tried to take one.
Were they cats?
No, we have 3 dogs.
3 dogs?
God damn. I know. So but he tried to take one. He tried to take the best of the 3. And I was like, I can't let it fly.
Your most favorite? That's because he wanted you around.
He tried to keep my favorite. So I kept all 3 of them. And he took none of them.
Oh, that's selfish.
Yeah.
Alyssa, you said you were single too.
Yes.
Why are you single?
I asked my question.
Wait, did she? Oh, yeah, she introduced herself.
Why am I single? I guess same thing as Sam. Like we grew apart. It's kind of hard to like, keep a relationship going when there's no active participation. Like, so if I'm the only one, trying to make it work, and you're having the little hands off, then it's kind of counterproductive.
It'd be like that sometimes.
All right. So you just grew apart. So both of you said you just grew apart.
Yeah.
So what did he do wrong? What is the main thing that you just didn't fuck with? Like you just...
So we started it was just tough. We had in the beginning of our relationship, like our relationship was 6 years. And we started our relationship, like I'm 26 now. We ended things when I was 25. So 6 years, we started our relationship when I was a teenager. Like I was still a kid.
Time.
Yeah, like before and when we started, he's 2 years older than me. So when we started our relationship, I was 19, he had just turned 21. So he was going out, he was doing all types of stuff. And I was so young and naive and I had been through past like traumatic stuff. So I had allowed a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have allowed. And I was young and didn't know any better.
Like what?
Did know better. A lot of cheating. Let's just throw that on the table now.
What's wrong with cheating?
A lot of it, but a lot of stuff that I let go due to not being in a great mental state and not confident and not good with myself. And I wish I would have realized that then, but I did stick out for a long time with that situation. So that definitely hindered a lot of things. And as we tried to grow, that constantly became the same issue over and over again. Was like, I just couldn't get over it. I just couldn't trust him. I wasn't like, I would let it go per se, but I just didn't trust him moving forward because every time I had trusted him, he had broke the trust every single time. So I just got to a point where it was like, I just physically cannot trust you any further. Like I just don't want to put it out anymore. So as we tried to grow as people, it sucked because he definitely did become who I asked him to become. And at that point, I just was over it. It got to that point I was like, I feel so bad, but like it's still not doing it for me. And I was like, maybe if you had did this earlier, like prior to the trauma, it probably would have worked. But now I just
you already checked out.
Yeah, I was already checked out.
I don't think guys realize that though. Like,
it was too late. And I had that conversation with him where it's just too late. And I'm sorry that this isn't gonna work. Like no beef, but it's just too late. It's just not gonna work.
It's not a happy lifestyle that I don't think
and like I said,
either of you guys
we're
wanna,
still cordial. Like
Mm-hmm.
if need be, there's literally no beef. We're both very happy where we are now a year later. But at the time, it was just so toxic. It was time to walk away.
Right. All right. And then what did he do to you that you just couldn't deal with anymore?
What didn't he do? I felt like, that's a little spicy. But
let's spice it up.
No, because I'm just like, okay, you're not willing to like, I feel like I'm asking for the bare minimum and that's too much. Like your needs are taking over the relationship in a sense where,
right.
Granted, I have my own needs and maybe like that was in the forefront, but I always try to make him to have that space where he's like, oh, well, you know, you're having a bad day. Like, what's up? Like, but then again, like I felt like my needs weren't being met. So
he wasn't putting in the same effort that you were putting in?
No, it wasn't it. But
I mean, they say actions speak louder than words.
And
so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go right back to you. What could you have done differently in the relationship to make it better?
I think I could have allowed myself to not put that pressure on him to make me feel like I was worthy or like like my self-esteem was an issue. I'm in a totally different headspace now, but I think when I was younger, I went in like, okay, well, once I have a significant other, they're going to tell me I'm pretty. They're going to, you know.
Constant reassurance.
Yeah. Those are my unrealistic, very like.
No.
That's not unrealistic.
That's not
Constant reassurance isn't
statement.
unrealistic. A man can do that, but.
Yeah.
But you just needed more confidence, is what you're saying.
I think that was.
They might have just been unrealistic expectations for him.
Probably.
Yeah.
So.
Not everybody can give that.
That's true, but that was my first relationship.
But I mean, is that you compromising like what you want? Like I don't think it's asking a lot, but I mean, you're compromising, like you like wanting that stuff. Like I don't know.
So what you're saying is, could she just have the confidence in herself? Like she doesn't need the constant reassurance from him in order to have that confidence?
Yeah.
I think it's
like
always
you think
nice.
that would go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like it's always nice when like
we drank
someone
a lot.
says you look beautiful and you can still tell yourself, oh, I'm beautiful, but having that external is definitely a win-win situation.
That's
but
true.
when it's the only source is coming from the external, then that's not fair.
It becomes a self-esteem issue.
Yeah. So I needed to fix that. So
all right. What could you have done differently?
I think in the relationship, I definitely had an issue with self-accountability for sure. And since then, absolutely. And since then, I've definitely taken the time to have more self-accountability to figure out like, okay, I'm part of the problem. Like it's not just a one-way street here.
It's different.
I definitely was part of the problem. It was not, there was a lot of things that he did, but there was a lot of things that I brought into the relationship that I should have healed prior to getting into the relationship. And I think that definitely would have helped with a lot of things as well. But again, like I said, we got into the relationship when we were so young and I didn't necessarily, it's not like I didn't know any better, but I was so young that I didn't know a true healing phase and what that meant and what that looked like and what that was supposed to do for me. So in turn, I feel like I just not necessarily jumped into a relationship, but I definitely looked to that relationship for the comfort and healing that I should have given myself prior to it.
And y'all kind of grew together.
We did.
Y'all were young.
We were very young, yeah.
Right. You also said something about cheating, though. What's wrong with cheating?
A lot of things. If you make that,
What do you mean?
Like what's wrong with it? Like, how does it hurt your relationship?
Well, cheating is you doing something that I don't want you to do. Like
I think if you're in a relationship where that's okay and you guys have communicated about that, then that's
different.
Then that's the situation.
That's an open relationship. Like when you discuss certain things before you get into a relationship, like
there's a certain.
No one discusses things before they get in a relationship. You automatically assume that you can't have sex with other people. Yeah. So
you do, but I also feel like I don't know. In certain situations, you do have that. I had that conversation. Like, okay, now that we're gonna take this seriously, these are my expectations.
You said he can't have sex with other women.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're choosing to commit to me, then commit to me.
But also, like, people fuck up. So, like, even if you don't discuss the shit, like, the first time, it's kind of like, hey, I don't like that shit. I consider that cheating, or I consider that, like, whatever. So, like, you kind of look over those things, but when, like you said, he keeps doing it, like, that's when it's like...
And that's the thing. I just had this conversation the other day where I feel like in a long-term relationship, where you're going to have a long-term relationship, people aren't perfect, and people are going to make mistakes, and people are going to do things that you don't necessarily like, and you have to figure those things out. However, when those things happen and you make it clear, hey, I don't like this, and I don't like when you do this, and my expectations are you for not do this, and then you continue doing it. It's like, okay, now it's fuck me. Now it's like disrespect. Now you've crossed the disrespect line because I've told you that that doesn't work for me.
Right. Like I see what you're talking about. You're completely right. If you say something that you don't like,
like of course, like the first time around, that it definitely hurt. Yeah, absolutely, it hurt. But it was like a clear time for a conversation. Like, okay, this doesn't work, and then it's like, okay, time. It's like, okay, like you're just disrespecting.
You don't respect me.
You just don't respect me, and it's like, and it gets to a point where it's like, you don't respect me, but like I'm still here, and it's partially like, maybe I should have fucking left. Like I'm still here, and that's my problem. Is like, okay, like I let it go. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the self accountability comes in hand. I didn't have to stay. I chose to. But why?
But when you love someone, that's when. But you're willing to make it work. Like you're willing to like, all right, if I have to like be unhappy just so I can like get to that point, and I think that's the narrative that we do to stay. Like, oh, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, and then like.
You have hope. Hope is a dangerous thing.
It's a dangerous thing,
right?
Girl.
So I'm like, where is it at? Because
these patterns ain't being broken.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of feminine qualities that are just being tossed around here at this table. It's kind of it's disgusting. You guys,
that's a strong word.
Because right now you guys are. You guys have the mentality that a man shows commitment the same way you show commitment.
Oh my goodness.
But I feel like, okay, but if you've had a conversation about that commitment, then
conversations don't mean anything. You guys already said actions speak louder than words.
But words
but that doesn't mean that your words don't mean shit. Like that doesn't mean that your words don't hold any sort of.
That's just saying that you say something and you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you still gotta say it.
It's the saying men only have their word or whatever.
Men are only as strong as their word or something like that.
Something like that.
Blah blah blah.
That's your
blah
saying?
blah blah. That's not.
No.
I was No. I do what I need to do. I take care of her.
Or something like that.
A man of their word is very like at this point in my life like very important.
Right.
If you're not following through, you gotta go.
Right.
You gotta go.
Like I'm gonna take you for what you say, and then I'm gonna look at your actions afterward to see if it matches. Up.
Yeah.
Right. So would you guys take a man that has sex with other women?
That's not my personal preference.
We didn't if we discussed that I didn't want that, then no.
But I think
so you guys will never want it. That's what I'm asking.
What, cheating?
Yeah. Well, not cheating. It's not cheating.
If you have an open relationship.
Yeah.
I don't want an open relationship.
That's not my personal
You just want one man.
Yeah.
And that's it. And he just never cheats.
Yes. That's my preference.
Okay, so how
I mean people fuck up. People fuck up. Like I mean I might let one time go.
Just one time?
I don't know. It depends. I might like, cause you know when you get like comfortable with somebody, you know like I love you. So like we said with hope, I hope that you can be a better boyfriend or like a better man.
Right.
So like they slip and slide, and then what you start
like you kind of like and then one day you just realize like what the fuck am I doing?
Like, what is going on here? Like what am I allowing?
I can't say just one time, maybe a couple times. Like in my past, like I overlooked a lot of bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
but that's still not something that I want in a relationship.
But that's just personal preference.
Personal preference.
There's people. There's plenty of women out here that are okay with that.
Like, yeah, of course. Comes home with me.
Yeah.
It's not me, but
right. I'm like
to each their own and do your thing, girl.
Maybe you like it. I love it.
So do you guys think a man can be completely faithful to a woman?
He better.
I think given the right circumstance, yes.
So you think that's like not rare? You think this is a possibility out of every man?
I didn't say that.
I think that comes with like guys who don't really get girls.
What, being monogamous?
Like yeah.
But I feel like there is some men that genuinely want that.
They genuinely want what?
To have one woman and build a family and
every man wants that.
Yeah.
But he also
one woman though. She said.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about one woman. Like
yeah.
Some men don't want that. I think it depends on the different phase in life that you're in.
I think every man wants just one woman. Well, not just one woman, but to build a family with a woman.
You say,
hold on.
Oh.
Because we're talking about two different things. We're talking about sex and we're talking about commitment. Every man wants to commit to one woman. Every man has a priority list. Like we have, sometimes it might be multiple women, but we have one woman at the top that we want to have a family with.
Thing.
What's not the same thing?
Having one woman and having one woman at the top of the list. That's not the same thing.
It is the same thing for a man.
No, it's not.
You guys, once you guys have that one man, y'all can't see any other men.
That's not
Once
true.
we have that one woman, we still see other women sexually, but not in terms of
Well,
commitment.
you think
This is
women
an all-men
don't look
statement.
at other guys when they have a man?
What do you mean look at other guys?
Like if we go out and shit, like, oh, he cute, or like, oh, like
You wouldn't even want to.
I think that comes with, like, we've been in a relationship so long, like.
You wouldn't even want to
even
go
I'm
out
like,
if you
yeah.
have that man, though.
No,
Huh?
that's not true.
That
I
is
want to
true.
go out with my girls. What are you talking about?
Yeah, of course, but I mean, now you're single, so it's
Yeah,
like
but I still,
it's like
that was
that's
never an
not-
issue in my relationship, though. I was
Are you sure?
But wait, hold
Is that
on.
what he
was
told
that
you?
not an issue because he was out doing his thing?
no. So he never had an issue
He said.
with me. He said with me going out, and that could have just been because when I was out, he
He
had
could be
time
doing
to
his
do-
own
He
thing.
could do
Yeah.
his own thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that could have just been the situation. And I don't really know. You know what I mean? I didn't dig too much into it. I keep to myself a lot. I work a lot. I do a lot of things. So I do like to take that break every once in a while. But he never had an issue with it. It became an issue per se with him going out just because every time he went out, he was doing something. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But supposedly he didn't have an issue with me going out.
Yeah. Men say a lot of things when they want you to stick around. Right. That's not exactly how they actually feel. Men actually don't like it when their girls go out with their other girls, especially single
It
friends.
definitely I definitely did like at one point in time
When he
question it
say
like
that single
you
friend
don't
stuff.
care if I go, you don't question me when I get home, you don't like care. I don't even need to tell you who I'm going with. I just say I'm going with my friends. You're like, okay, see ya, like have a
Yeah.
good time. You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
definitely like
It's like, yo, you-
outfit wise was like, okay, like maybe let's not do
Wear,
this, that,
like,
wear
certain
certain
shit.
things.
Okay.
But other than that,
Yeah.
and I always was kind of like, you don't care, like doesn't bother
It makes
you.
you think like,
But I feel like
what
that's
are you doing?
healthy. I feel like that's allowing
Yeah.
you to be free.
And I'm
Like,
like,
Healthy to a
maybe,
certain
Free.
maybe
Right.
he just
Free.
knew as many times as I had let him do whatever he wanted that I wasn't going anywhere and I wasn't doing anything.
yeah. So he looked at you.
It's like, yeah, she can go out because she's not going to do anything.
what
and she's
about-
not going anywhere.
that's true. But then what about when people are like, oh, well, are you, like, they're being all guilty. So they're like pointing the finger, but there's three fingers pointing back at them. They're like, well, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Right.
Guilty.
Yeah. or-
Guilty
Right.
conscience.
It's because they understand. It's because they know.
Right. But if you're being trusting, like, okay, I know, like, you're going to not do anything out of pocket. Like, you're good. Like, we're good. You know, maybe don't wear that or whatever. Like,
Have you ever cheated?
no.
Have you ever cheated?
Absolutely not. If that's the case, I'm just going to leave.
Right.
Because I feel like when I get into a relationship or I get into a situation, like, I don't have a whole lot of free time. So when I do
Yeah.
give my free time, like, it's not like, oh, here's all my time in the world. It's like, here's all I have left. So
Right.
I don't even have time to get into that. You know what I mean? Like,
So
plus
that-
that's just not my values. Like, I just don't think
Yeah.
that that's something that I want to
Yeah,
do.
It's most women. So doesn't that
Yeah.
kind of prove my point that you guys only see one man at a time?
No, because I can still
No.
think, oh, he's cute. But I'm like, I'm not
But you
gonna-
wouldn't do anything with him
Yeah.
because you
But
don't
what's
cheat.
That's
cheating
disrespectful.
though? Like, what if you're like at work, you
For-
meet somebody, like, and y'all just texting? Like, that doesn't mean you're giving your outside of work time.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're just texting
Everybody's
them, getting to know
definitions of
them
cheating are
and stuff?
different.
Yeah. That's true. Everyone has different guidelines, rule books, and everything. But we're talking about you giving love to another man.
Okay.
Can't do it, can you?
Never.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
I feel like communicating with how, you know what I mean, like texting or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but like hanging out and giving my attention, like I feel like not everybody even deserves that. So to give that to multiple people is kind of crazy
To you.
to me. That's my personal
To
preference.
the
To
people
females?
with long hair on here. Well, I have long hair too. But yeah.
All of us looking at our hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, like, hold on, who are you talking about?
Yeah, that just sounds absolutely crazy, right? It's not like that for men.
Some men. I don't like the all statement. I don't like the all men, all women narrative.
I mean,
Some
it's a
people-
scientific, biological type thing. Our hormones, our testosterone points us towards multiple women at the same time. It's just how it works. Now we don't fall in love with multiple women at the same time.
My mood is I hate his face.
Right. Well, she's heard me say this all the time.
No,
Yeah,
because
she's-
Dick is
and
no,
she's still
no.
sick of
yeah,
Because I'm also like,
She's
he's
used
a
to
big cheating is not a choice person, and I am cheating is a
absolutely
choice.
We don't have to go
being
into that
attracted to
conversation.
but being attracted to somebody and the actions that you take afterwards,
Yeah,
like,
you
that's
can
a
be
choice.
attracted to
Yeah,
somebody and not
you can
act
but
on it.
yeah.
It's a self-control
Yeah,
thing.
of course. Well, yeah, I
That's
mean,
to say,
that's
maybe
discipline.
men don't have as much self-control when it comes to that situation.
That's true.
So maybe you're not as strong as you think, man.
Is that a
Or
biological fact?
it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't affect
biological
you
fact?
guys. It doesn't affect you guys the same way it
Yes or
affects
no?
us. That's
We're asking the hard questions here.
I'm giving you an answer. It doesn't affect you guys the
Who's
same way it
doing the
affects
interview?
us. God. I knew this was gonna be bad. I was like, they're gonna grill me.
You put
this is
three
good.
women and one man at the
Yeah,
same time. I don't know what you thought
And
was
we
going
had
to
this is
happen.
scary.
Yeah.
This is scary. But I'm just giving you guys the men's point of view. You know, our
I
perspective.
was gonna say, getting out of a relationship, how did you bounce back?
It was hard at first. And it's still like I finally like it's crazy because I am just now a full year later reaching my turning point. Like it was that full year was hard. Like I made a decision like
6 years you were in a relationship.
6 years,
like, that's
yeah.
a
And
long
it's like
time.
not only just 6 years, but like 5.5 of those like living together, like splitting costs, splitting finances, splitting whatever. You know what I mean? Like taking it so seriously, like as if we were married, even though we
Right.
weren't. So to leave that, you know what I mean? Like
a shock.
I feel like I definitely after the fact, like was like I definitely should have left this a long time ago. But I feel like that comes into play. Like it didn't just become strictly about a relationship. It became a relationship. It became finances. It became shared pets. It became so many things that like it got to a point where it was like, okay, like I don't even want to like discuss these things. I don't want to deal with these things. Like I don't want to figure out, can I financially support myself by myself? Do I want to take care of all these dogs by myself? Like, so I just stayed longer. And it's like, okay, but it got to a point where my mom was like, how long are you going to let yourself be unhappy to just like stay without change? And I was like, okay. So we took change. We took a quote unquote break that never came back to.
That's what breaks do.
Yeah.
break started softening.
But it was
break.
very eye-opening. We got to the point where it was like I had realized I was my most happy when I wasn't around him. And I was like, okay. Like I feel like that's
See who you can be without
that's
him.
my indicator that it's definitely emotionally like I'm checked out, and emotionally it's time to go. I just need to get the rest of my shit together so I can fully do this. And I kind of just was like, all right, like my mom was like, how long are you going to take to get yourself together and be so unhappy and so miserable and so toxic and so all these things that you're not, before you just make a decision to just like, it is what it is, I'll figure it out.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So I took all these things into consideration, and I was just like, we definitely had like a big falling out. And at that point I was like, you know what? I just don't want to try to bounce back from this. I just want to try to see, can I do this on my own, and how we feel after the fact. So that was a lot of it. It got to a point where I think we both realized, we had a conversation where it was like, we are definitely happier without each other.
Oh.
So what did you do to like make yourself?
I think a lot of it in the beginning was like, he moved out and I stayed where we were living. So I went from half the finances to all the finances overnight. And that was a lot. So a lot of the beginning was like, I was so busy and I don't even have, like I was burnt out 24/7. I was working.
Didn't even have time to think about
I didn't have time to think about it.
shit.
I was like working literally like 16 to 18 hour days every single 7 days a week for like months.
Did you have a side dude?
No, I didn't even have time for that. I didn't even
So you
want
just-
that. I was like,
so
I just don't
just-
even have the energy. I
Just
was
no
trying to
dick.
survive.
Just
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, like at that point, like I
I'm trying to
genuinely
figure
like,
my life out
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, like I was like genuinely like trying to survive and trying to keep the bills paid and trying to keep my head above water. Like, was I conversing with people? Absolutely, but like I didn't have time to go out. I didn't have time to do anything. Like I was working so much, like literally 18-hour days for like 4 or 5 months straight, 7 days a week, and I was burnt out. But then after that point, it was like, okay, like I'm doing okay. Things are getting better. I don't know. Like now I have more time, but that was how I got through a lot of it. Was I was just so busy, I didn't even have time
Just
to deal with
keeping yourself
it.
busy.
Yeah, so the little bit of time that I did have, I focused on myself and focused on bettering myself. And I took the time to, like, what were the issues that I caused in the relationship, and what can I do to fix those so I don't have the same relationship the next time I try to get into a relationship.
Right. Right.
I think that was a lot of it.
What kind of man you want to marry?
Sorry. Someone who is financially stable, someone who is an active participant in the relationship,
Active participant in a relationship. Right.
So,
So-
for instance, like if I'm the one that's like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, or, you know, how are things going with you? And I just feel like you're just taking doing the bare minimum, like anything to just breadcrumbing.
The easy way out.
The easy way out.
Yeah.
Like, let me just do this, little date just so she can shut up. So like, she don't have to nag me. Like,
Right. So paying the bills is just
I mean, that don't make you feel special.
no, paying the bills. No, because I never asked him.
Paying the bill. Paying bills doesn't make you feel special.
No, don't talk about
Oh.
taking the easy way out.
Right, but easy way out, like, I don't know.
So just
I feel like it's hard when a woman feels like if she didn't communicate, if she didn't plan things, if she didn't do anything, like what would you guys even do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you feel like that, then it's like he's
So-
not doing his part.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right,
people go
okay.
days without talking. Like, if I really like
He'd
wanted,
never plan a date.
You'd
just
have
be
to
in
be the
house.
initiator.
in a sense, like, because he was
That
either,
don't make you feel good.
It
at
doesn't.
all.
Like
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
play the game, watch the game for hours, or smoke some weed. Let me 5 more blunts, and then I'll come over and cuddle. Like, so
Right.
I'm just,
So you want him to
I'm not even a
be-
priority at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. So you want him to
That makes
treat you as a
sense, though.
priority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make
I
me
mean,
feel
you
wanted.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to be the number one priority, but a priority, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm bending over
Priority.
backwards, like I'm wasting my gas
Yeah.
to go to Philly to spend time with you.
So you always came to him.
Yeah, because I lived at home.
Well, we're talking
So-
about the future man that she's gonna
Oh
marry.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
whatever.
How tall is he?
My future
Yeah, your future husband. How tall is he?
taller than me, like
He's taller than you, financially stable.
yeah.
Race doesn't matter. Black.
We,
Well, my mom's
we love
black.
us some chocolate at this
Right.
table.
Yeah. There's a
BBC.
lot of Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
wow. All right, and then he's
But my
just-
first crush was Aaron Carter, so he was one. He was
Jesus
white.
Christ,
He
you
was
went
white.
white as hell.
Yeah, so-
Doesn't get any whiter than that. Oh my God, what does your future husband look like? What does he look like?
What does he look like?
Yeah, what does he?
I mean, I have preferences, but I also feel like I can't let physical necessarily get in the way of a blessing. You know what I mean?
But it matters.
But
But it
ideally, I love like tall. I tend to go for like basketball players, 6'2" to 6'5", like super
Jesus.
tall.
Aren't
That's
you like
like-
5
It's a
flat?
good type. It's a good
No, I feel like that's always the
5'2".
thing.
I'm
Like, the short girls
5'2".
with
Let's
the
make
tall
it clear.
dudes.
I'm not 5 foot. I'm 5'2". No, but I do prefer like a very tall man. That's genuinely my preference.
So
like,
5'4" is very tall for you.
Okay, that's a
That's
Very tall.
that doesn't work for me.
No, it doesn't work. Okay,
5'7", 5'8".
Like-
I feel like usually
got to be taller than that.
five-
Like double your
It has to be 6.
like 5'10" is like pushing it. Like
Wow.
I
You're
prefer.
Wait, how tall was your ex?
My ex was 5'10". Since then, I've only dated women. Whoa, men that are
Scissors.
excuse that. Men that are like 6'2" to 6'5".
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So you upgraded? Like
In
you're
height?
like, all right.
And they
gotta have
and they
something.
make
I
The
got
height
other
department.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
I
was
just
like, why is it
prefer them
upgrade?
tall. The
Damn.
guy that
No,
I
man,
was with before
tall,
him
right?
was 6'3". So like I feel like that's generally what I
Okay.
go for.
Right.
Taller dudes.
And
Yeah, taller. Just
on
what I-
a little darker tone,
absolutely.
6'3",
Yeah.
financially
Who doesn't
stable
like
as
tall,
well.
dark, and handsome?
At this point in my life, yes.
Come on.
At this point in
At
my
this
life. Back then, it was a little bit. My views were a little bit different because I was so young. You know what I mean? It was like,
Okay.
okay, like we're all still trying to get our shit together. But I
Okay.
feel like now, like, okay, I tend to go for men that are a little bit older than me. I'm already 26, so if you're 28, pushing 30, a little over 30, like you should be almost together at this point.
All right. So if you found this man, he wouldn't be allowed to have sex with other people.
What's his
If
favorite
that's what we
thing?
taled about.
Right.
Until we have that conversation and we agree on that conversation.
But what if that's what he really wanted? Like you would,
Then he's
you
not the
would
man for me.
compromise. Okay.
Can I ask
That'd be
a
nice.
personal question? Even though we're already asking personal questions. Are you guys are you into women or no?
No.
No,
No.
I don't know why
No?
that came out of my mouth. I don't know what just happened.
Oh.
But
No.
no.
It didn't have to
That
do
was
with
like
what you just
weird.
said.
We call
But
that
I'm
a
just
Freudian
thinking about
slip.
cheating. I'm thinking about cheating, and you know how some women are like, okay, maybe because they're also into women. So
Oh, like a swinger relationship kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. Or you just like
know.
threesomes,
Whatever gray
multiple
area.
girls.
I know a couple of girls that have like told their man like, yeah, it's okay, we can have threesomes, and then they're miserable, and I'm like, girl, just
They're
be
miserable
honest.
afterwards because they
like
Why are they miserable?
because they didn't actually want it. They just want to make their man happy. It's like, girl, just be honest to
So
yourself.
they weren't
Like
actually into the women, and they just was
they just was like
just
let it
did-
go because they wanted him to be happy, so that he would be happy with them. And it's like, girl, come on, like just be honest.
Yeah.
It's a one-way street. Then you're not happy.
If you're not into it and he's really pushing it, then maybe y'all aren't the right people for each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always
You know
tell
what I
men
mean?
like don't be the initiator. Like
you
don't
really
don't
can't.
ask for a threesome.
really can't.
You have to let her talk about it first. Yeah.
And don't, like,
That's kind of
influence
messed up.
me.
Yeah.
gonna be a
Because y'all minds
It's
are
a touchy
just
subject.
It's
yeah,
mad touchy.
exactly. Your minds are just
You
so
gotta be
touchy.
a little
Like
bold. You gotta know your girl real well to bring that up.
yeah, y'all are very selfish. Yeah.
I don't think that's
So-
that's an
I
assumption.
I think we're
Sounds
selfless.
What you
Think
talking
yourself
about?
less.
Selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I think that women make their expectations clear up front. I don't want you to mess with other
No,
people.
they don't. Stop it. Women make their expectations clear.
First of all, I said most. I'm not a. I don't like.
no,
to-
no,
I don't
not
like
But
most.
I think they
Some, okay,
do,
maybe some.
and I think it really is the only thing is, hey, don't cheat, don't step out.
That's
I think that's like really the
what
only
That's a-
thing.
it's saying.
that's a
And
pretty
then
hefty
men
expectation.
do shit where they say okay, but they don't
They
really
don't actually
believe in
mean it.
themselves.
Or maybe they're not even listening,
they don't even like.
First of all, it's an unrealistic expectation to tell a man not to cheat. Okay.
Then don't just be
bro.
single. Just be on your own.
I need you to be a strong, strong dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
These are your purposes. That's fine. You can prefer that all you want. But it's very unrealistic to tell a man that he can't have sex with other women, especially if he can get other women. Okay. Yeah.
I could get other men, but I don't.
Right.
Do it.
Of course you can, but you're a woman. You're different. That's the difference.
If you're a high valued man, like if you're an NBA player or like, stuff like that, like I feel like it's a given that they cheat.
Yeah, because they can. Because they have the ability to.
They have so much access. They have so many women just throwing themselves.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And as a man, our hormones trigger, and we want to have sex with them. That doesn't mean we're giving them commitment.
It's a self-control thing.
It's a discipline thing.
It's the same thing, yeah.
It takes a lot of training in order to do that because it's just a natural instinct.
I think the man has to look at what are his values and what does he truly want. And if you don't want the same thing that your woman wants, then you guys just...
He can value you 100%. He could be willing to die for you, everything. Start a family with you, have kids, get the white picket fence, all that. He still wants to have sex with other women. I'm telling you. This is just how men are. We're not like you. All right?
Is that because you're bored or is that just...
It has nothing to do with boredom or anything. It's just natural. It's just a natural thing. We like quantity. We like multiple girls.
Why?
I know. It sounds ill to you because it sounds like a hoe. Because if a girl had multiple dudes, she a hoe.
Right.
You guys don't like that. But if a dude has multiple women,
It's
he's
still,
that nigga.
Right.
No. To me,
He
it's
is
like...
that.
ugh.
You like 6'3" black dudes
That's
that play basketball. They get
that's
bitches.
ideal. That's technically the cheater.
They
the
get
cheater
that their
part.
body count is high. All right. You don't say ill to that.
Yeah.
That's just. It sucks.
But
it
once you
sucks
find
to
out,
hear.
they were like, ew.
Yeah, you're still kind of
Because
I mean, yeah, no one wants to hear the number. No one wants to hear that their dude has been with all these girls.
I don't care about that.
You don't care about body count?
Not really, because I want you to get it out before you're with me. Like, get it out so you don't have to
You don't think
Okay.
that
Okay,
shows their
that's-
personality of like maybe that's just...
I think it does, but I think it just depends on what was the age that was going on. You know
Like
what I mean?
the whole
we
phase?
grow. Yeah, like I just in the past year, like I'm not even the same person I was 12 months ago. So like I can't even compare myself
because
to
of
that
your
person.
body count.
No, but I'm just saying like people can change in a year. You know what I mean? Like that could have been that could have been last year. You know what I mean? But he's got him like changed his values since then. You know what I mean? Like
or some people are late bloomers.
You guys keep going to values and stuff like that. It's not a value. It's just natural. It's just like
well, then
That's
maybe
just
for women
naturally
it's a values thing.
there you go.
No, it's
for
definitely different.
women, yeah, I would say it's more value because your body is your value as a woman. So especially your body count.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these
I would
women are
agree
out
with
here
that.
using their bodies to get purses and shit.
Yeah, and they don't get wiped
Yeah.
up. That is true.
But then the
They
women
don't
that get wiped up are meant to be cheated on because that's how men think.
If you think of it that way, yeah.
I mean, it's true.
You gotta you gotta find the right man that you would be willing to
let
allow
cheat.
that with. Yeah.
To let
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
It sounds
on
crazy,
here?
but there are men out there like you said, you don't like the all thing. There are men out there that will show some discipline and they won't get with other women. Like it's a possibility, or they'll keep it honest with you from the start.
I think that also
I want
like,
you to keep it a buck from the start.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that a lot of men feel as though like when women say like just be honest with me, that I think that maybe from past experiences or for whatever, like I feel like a lot of men think that women can't handle the truth. So they just are like, okay, like she says she can handle it, but like yeah, she really can't. But there are some women out there, I mean, I feel like me included, that it's like, just be honest with me, because if I know what it's hitting for, then like I can make a decision based off of that. And if I'm not rocking with it, then I'm not. But if I am, then I am. Like maybe at the phase of life that I'm in, like whatever.
Okay, it's you said it. Men do think women can't handle the truth, but that's not necessarily what it actually means. It just means that if we do tell you the truth, we'll lose you.
But it also depends on the delivery too. Like
depends on the delivery and like, okay, but then does that show that your actions are an issue?
But if I came to her right now and I was like, all right, I'm trying to have sex with other girls, she'll be like, I'm not here for that, and she'll leave.
Yeah.
So
because the way you just said it, like,
right? But if you like
how
me,
else am I going to say it?
If I'm like, yo, I feel like we should, it's about that time.
Yeah, but that's you. So, but I can't come up by myself. There's no good way for me to say like I'm trying to fuck other bitches. Like I didn't say it that way.
There's a way, so you can be like, well, I was thinking, like, is there someone that you wanted to like?
You're struggling right now.
No, I think women will still take that as like, even if you came politely with it, like women will still be like, all right, so you think about other bitches?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think
you think about fucking other bitches?
Just depends on the woman that you're with, and I think you have to know the woman that you're with. Yeah, because that definitely got brought to me, and I was like, absolutely not. But if that's what you want, then like,
and then
we can go our separate ways, and you can go find two other girls.
Exactly, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Exactly.
He wants his cake and eat it too.
Yeah. But I'm good.
No.
I'm good off that.
Even if you bought the cake?
Hell no.
No. I'm good.
But that's why men don't tell you guys the truth from the start.
I'm a little different.
Because,
we could do that.
Y'all dip out.
But not here in Delaware.
This is like this everywhere. It's just acceptable in some places. You can't have multiple wives in other religions, other countries, things like that. It's okay for them because that's how they were raised. That's how they were brought up. But it's just a natural thing. Universally,
they look at women differently though.
In those places.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do see women as objects and stuff like that. But they still want to fuck them.
Yeah, I mean,
everywhere.
As an object.
Yeah,
I'm not
as an object. No,
if
you're
got,
a person.
12 wives. What the fuck? What the hell is going on?
What value do I have? Like,
come on.
What? Now I'm your favorite of the 12 wives that you have. Like, that don't make me feel
I'm good.
The best.
So we got
for me.
So I'm number 2 to.
When can you pencil me into your husband?
Right.
And now y'all just at the dinner table, like, yeah. So now we all talk. Come on.
Here's our 42 kids with our sister wives. No, thank you. Not for me.
Right. All right. That's you guys. That's
that's
perfectly acceptable. That's perfectly acceptable.
Us.
No one can tell you guys
no shade
what
to the
you
people
want.
out there who want that shit.
I think that everybody just has to find somebody that matches what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a successful relationship if you want to be solely with that one person and they want other people. It's never gonna work.
My thing is, you guys are looking for a needle in a haystack, though.
Not necessarily. That's an assumption.
No.
Really, you want a man that doesn't cheat.
That's
needle possible. In a haystack. It is possible.
An assumption.
It is. It's not an assumption. It's very possible, but also rare.
Well, then I can wait until then.
So do you cheat?
That's what I'm saying. So are you a needle in a haystack?
Right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're the.
I'm
you're that 1%.
It sounds like it's less than 1%.
might be more than 1%, but I mean, because there are dudes out here that are very religious and they practice self-discipline for
even the dudes that are religious since they were
born. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It depends. I think you just have to take the time, figure out what you want, and when you find that person that comes along that matches your values,
right,
it'll be successful. If not, it probably won't be successful.
Because why don't guys be like, all right, this is my girl, and if I do this action, then I might lose my girl. So when I put it on a scale, I think I'd rather go with my girl and not go fuck this other bitch.
Right. Like that's not to say that they don't want it.
Right. You can always want it, but the actions that you take, like,
has to match up.
Yeah.
Right. That's why they just lie and don't tell you.
Why lie? Like,
so we can go fuck that bitch, but still come back home to you.
Some fucked up ass characteristics.
Yeah. How's it fucked up? So you never lie? You don't lie? I mean, none of y'all lie. So everyone's just out here just completely honest, right?
Not to lie. Like when I fucked up, like I told you, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't lie. I don't like to lie.
It wasn't that extreme though. So
right, but I mean,
if it was,
like I probably would because I don't want to like live
with that guilt.
Yeah, with the
It's
guilt and
hard.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
because I care about you that much. So why?
I think if you
why isn't
get
it
to a
reciprocated?
situation where you're moving with so much guilt, it's like, then what are we even
I don't want
together
to be
for?
comfortable.
I don't
Yeah,
wanna be like
exactly.
that. I don't want to
Like,
live in that
no.
situation where I'm so guilty.
Hey, yo, I
all the
fucked
time.
up. What do we do now?
Or like you're trying to constantly like cover your tracks of what you did because
Yeah.
you lied. Like
That's
trying
some-
to keep track of your lies. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
come
thank
on.
you.
That shows a lot about your like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And if
not
I'm
cute.
supposed to be
It's not
somebody
cute.
that's in your top couple priorities, like you can lie to me.
yeah,
good.
like that's just not cute.
Yeah. But what if we lie to, save your feelings?
Lie to
care.
protect you. I'm so
Yeah.
tired of
I don't
hearing
care.
that.
So that's something.
Don't
I
let
mean,
me.
hey,
That's like me saying, "All right, do I look fat in this?" And you let me go out here knowing that it's not the right outfit for me. Like, let me know. Now you out here like you letting me walk
I'm
around
gonna
here
let you
looking
know.
a mess. Like,
I'm gonna let you know.
but you were just saying
A lot of dudes
feelings.
won't.
Like,
Yeah,
they
a lot
won't.
of dudes won't, and because they don't want to lose you. That's all it is.
But I feel like there's a way to like. There's always a way to go about it. So I'm like, okay, if you don't
Yeah.
like this outfit, well, wear the other outfit. I really like that outfit. You're like, oh, okay. So it's a less
like
of
you
a
can
sting.
still make your girl feel good by
Yeah.
being honest.
Don't
I
wear
think
that
there's a
as a-
fine line between being honest and being mean. You can be honest without being mean. Absolutely.
It always
Yeah.
goes back to how you say it.
How you say things. And it's
Oh,
like you might just have to
God.
take a second to think about
I mean,
what
that's
you're gonna
that
say
might be a
before you
female
say
thing.
it.
Like you
Oh, yeah.
might not.
Yeah.
It's too much effort.
Like I
to
remember
bring
there
in.
was so many times where like my ex would like comment on things that I was wearing and I was like, I feel like there's just so many other ways you could say that. You don't have to like my outfit. You might not like my outfit, but you don't have to be like,
He was just
that
like,
looks
"Don't
terrible
argue."
on you. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Like so now these type of items look terrible on me, so I just won't wear them anymore. And I was like limiting myself so
Well,
much
that
on
was
what I
his
was
point.
wearing. But it's like
It's
then it
not
got to a
helpful.
point. I remember when we broke up and I started wearing different things and he was like, how come you never wear that when we were together? And it was like, because you told me I look crazy in it. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It's for his own self esteem.
He was probably protecting you or something like that.
He's like, no,
Protecting
she
me from
looked
what?
too good.
Exactly.
You look terrible.
That's a self-esteem issue. So if you know that I'm coming back home to you.
That's probably exactly what happened,
Toxic.
which is when you were going out on your little girls' night, he wasn't saying it, but he was saying it.
But don't
Feel me?
don't be mean. Don't make me feel
Yeah.
bad about myself just because you have a certain type. Just be honest about it.
Just be like, damn, babe, you look good. So don't be out there doing
Yeah,
the
like
most.
you look
bitch.
good. Like I don't really want you to go out like that. I probably would respect your like okay yeah like I'm in a relationship. Yeah, like let me change.
Right. Exactly. So if you be like, damn, you look too good. Can you
Like you look so good. Can you
take
save
it
that
down a
outfit
little
for us?
bit? Yeah. Can you say exactly?
But why do we have to tell you that?
Why not? What are you talking about?
Like, what if you do know how good you look? Why do we have to say, hey, you look too good. Don't go out like that because you're not
You're-
going out with me.
You matter.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
So what
But-
you're saying matters.
Like I want to look good, but if you feel
That's why I'm
if
coming
you
to you
feel
to ask.
uncomfortable with what I'm wearing out, then,
Exactly.
like,
That's why I'm coming to you to ask.
I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, what if I do speak up on saying, hey, you wearing that makes me feel uncomfortable? Wouldn't you call me controlling?
No,
No.
Come on now.
it's all about what. It's not even about what you say. It's how you say
It's
it
how
and the
you say
delivery.
it.
It
And
really
controlling is you saying that
like
before I even asked
forcing
you.
it.
Like
Yeah, like you're like if you're trying to force like no, you can't wear that. Like
Yo,
I
don't
don't
wear
like
that
that. Don't
shit.
wear that. But it's like hey, like I'm a little uncomfortable with what you're wearing. Like I think you look
you literally
so
just said the
good.
same thing.
No,
No,
that's
because
not the
it's
same
being
thing.
honest. It's like this is how I feel.
Like you saying
Right.
don't wear this versus hey, I'm uncomfortable. I would like if you change. You're giving me the option to make it to make a decision.
you're
Okay.
expressing
And
how
now
you feel.
I'm given the chance. Do I want to respect how you feel or do I not?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because
Right.
9
So
times
give me
out of
that.
10, as a woman who loves certain,
And
respect
If you
your
really
man,
love,
and
if you really
your
respect your man,
Yeah.
yeah,
you would.
then you're gonna
then
you're
would
gonna
do
want to
it.
make
Right.
your his comfortability is gonna be priority over looking however when you go out.
Right. Right.
sure.
Right. So if a man came up to you and was like, I don't like those pictures that are on your Instagram, would you take them down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That was.
Because it happened.
Why not?
It
Because I
happened.
respect how you feel. I respect like
Well, you're different.
I think it also like I think it depends too. Like, what are you posting? You know what I mean? Like, if it's just like a selfie and you're like, I'm uncomfortable. It's like, okay, but why? Like, are you that? You know what I mean? Like, but why?
I mean, Instagram is to expose yourself for male attention.
But Instagram is also a platform where you post photos. So what do you want?
Yeah.
Me
yeah.
For male
what am I
attention.
supposed to be taking pictures?
Yeah,
of?
What do you want me to post?
for attention.
But most of the time, it's your friends boosting you up, like, yes, girl, like, hard eyes, da 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 da.
Yeah, go through my comments. It's all women.
Yeah.
DMs is a different story.
Okay, I was about to say, like, come on, we're not gonna sit here and cap. Like, dudes be coming at y'all on
My
Instagram.
DMs look a
Oh,
little.
They'll
three
get
of y'all.
embarrassed. They'll get embarrassed because
Yeah.
we'll just, okay, next, go.
Exactly. So as a man, it's like, hey,
It's a less ego.
you shouldn't post much. What would you delete your Instagram if
What
your
do
man
want
told
us
you to?
post?
No,
Why?
Why do I need to?
Why do you feel like you don't? If your man came to you and was like, hey, I don't like the fact that you have an Instagram. Can you delete it, please?
But what's the reasoning for it?
He's uncomfortable.
Why are you uncomfortable?
Because you're exposing yourself for male attention.
But am I acting on it?
Don't know. Sometimes it's not about how you act. Sometimes it's about how someone acts towards it.
But they're not in a relationship.
They're not. But you give yourself, it's like free advertisement.
That's like,
for
hey,
you.
don't go to the gas station because
Don't date a baddie if you can't handle it.
Right. Well, is he going to delete his social media?
That's what I'm saying. We can do.
We're different.
I don't like that different shit.
No, I don't like the double standard.
Different.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna ask a woman to do something, then you better be comfortable doing it yourself.
Life is a double standard. There's plenty of double standards that help you compared to us as men. You know, like how you just said, your DMs is a different story.
Absolutely.
How many DMs do I get? 0.
No, I just
No.
0. She got hit on at the gas station earlier this week.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, when you just get hit on everywhere you go, so it's like,
As a
why
woman.
not have
Yeah.
don't date a baddie if you can't handle
Double
it.
standard.
Yeah, like what?
Okay.
You know your girl looks good. You know your girl looks good.
If you
so,
want a
like,
woman, then like I feel like it comes back to like if you want a woman who is to herself, who isn't big on social media, who isn't, then go find that. Don't try to find somebody different and then change them. Find find what you're looking for.
Right.
I think take the time, figure out what you're looking for, and then go find that instead of trying to change somebody and make them feel bad for being who they are.
Instead of wanting the baddest bitch and then you feel uncomfortable when everybody wants her.
And that's how you met me? What?
Yeah, like what? Come on now.
I agree. I say that because when I talked to her about, social media and stuff like that, I didn't have to tell her not to post certain things. I didn't have to tell her like, hey, I don't like that. You shouldn't post that. She just did it from the start.
I feel like in general, majority of women feel like, okay, like, yes, I have Instagram. Yes, I want to feel good, look good, whatever. But at the same time, I have a man. So let me...
You want to respect it.
Yeah, you want to respect your situation.
Right.
I feel like as women, when you're in a relationship, like, for the most part, most women prioritize that relationship. Like, to me, if I'm in a relationship...
For the most part?
I mean that when I just don't like the all women statement. Like, all women do this.
Yeah,
majority of women are like this. But there are women who are out here wilding out.
Right. Women cheat more than men do.
I believe it at this point. But I feel like there's still some women who...
Yes, they do.
But you just said it's in, men's nature to cheat.
It's in the men's nature to have sex with multiple women, but they can't get it. You guys have an abundance mindset. You guys get multiple men all the time. All you gotta do is post a picture.
But maybe that's
you get
men
it.
that are
Men don't
cheating.
get it like that.
So then do women have way more self-control because we can control ourselves in those situations?
More self-discipline. More discipline
so.
because since you guys started growing tits and shit, y'all were getting dudes coming at you. Guys aren't like that. I have to actually create my value in order to get multiple women.
It's because men ain't even cute. Y'all are cute.
Yeah, you can say that.
Y'all
You can say that, but yeah, that's how it works. I felt like I was saying something, but I
I
forget.
don't know, but we got like 2 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
Ooh.
My fault, Zaddy.
That's how it worked. But it was something about male attention. I think it was the equivalent. So the equivalent of male attention for you, like all of you guys love male attention, right? Like you just
Love.
It's like you crave it.
Love is a strong word.
Right.
Love's a strong word.
Do I like it? Yeah.
I mean,
Attention is
It makes
Y'all
you,
need
yeah,
it.
It makes you
it
feel
makes you
good. But
it makes
do
you
I,
think like, oh,
I don't
okay.
necessarily. I don't want to say I don't need it. Like
So if-
I'm confident in myself at this point. Back then, 12 months ago, it was definitely different. I definitely needed that attention to feel good about
so
myself.
if you got no male attention, you would still feel confident?
I think it depends on like what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like if you're in a place where like, you know what I mean? I've been in places where I'm not even posting on social media. I'm not going out. I'm not. So it's like, okay, well, where's the situation for a man to even reach out? I'm not putting myself out there. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends on the situation, but I don't know.
But you do put yourself out there, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like it also depends on like where you at with your own mental health. Like, are you boosting your self confidence? Like, are you telling yourself that you look beautiful, or are you trying to like get it externally?
Well, you can't boost your self confidence without the validation of male attention.
To a certain extent, I feel
You
like
can stare in the mirror all you want and say I'm beautiful, and you won't believe it until a man tells you.
deep down you know what's gonna make you look better. I feel like as a female, like
Because of what men react to.
no, I mean you have your own like sense of what you want yourself to look like.
Right.
and
Because before in the past it worked. because men started coming at you more? Come on now.
I think.
Come on.
No.
Give us some credit.
No.
You got to give back. You got to give men some
Does it
type of
feel
credit.
good when you get hit on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you need it?
You don't think you need our attention at all to feel confident.
I think.
I think
part
I,
of
would- I
the,
need. I
like,
don't know. I think I need.
Just say it. Just say it. You don't have to think it. Just
No,
Just
I'm
be-
thinking that I might need some.
No, it definitely feels good. But I definitely think like in my healing process following my relationship, like something I was big on was like, it was clear to me that like I felt like I needed a man and I needed the attention. I
Okay.
needed these things. And I was like, that's something I need to work on. So I took time to myself and worked on my own self-confidence. And now I'm like, is it nice? Absolutely. Do I need it? No, I've gotten myself to the point where I don't need it. I've gone periods of time where I focus on myself and nobody's hitting my phone, nobody's hitting my DMs, and that's fine. That's cool. I'm working on myself.
for a limited amount of time. It's fine.
Yeah.
But she's in a good spot. So
Yeah.
But I'm in a good spot.
For now.
So
Yeah. Till you need it again. Because
I
both of
feel
y'all
like, I feel
said
like
y'all
men
want to
and
marry
women do
someone.
that. I feel like that's a universal thing.
What? Look for attention?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we do.
It's
We
a
do.
universal thing.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
ego stroke. Men like their egos like
Yep.
stroke.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you did such a great job.
Yeah, we like to be
Like,
validated. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we.
I just want to make sure I still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't
that
go out on guys' nights and
that's
shit.
it. That's true.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
Like I
things
was
that
saying
validate
earlier,
men.
that TikTok, like flirting, absolutely, but linking up, that's crazy.
true.
Yeah, that's wild.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
fuck it. I don't like that
crazy.
action.
I respect it. I
We
respect
ain't getting
it.
that far.
I respect it. This was a great conversation. He it looked like he getting mad at me now. That's a fake ass smile.
He's like,
That is
y'all,
a fake
y'all
ass
taking a
smile. How
long
much time we got?
What's the guy?
How much time we got? What?
None.
Right at the hour mark.
They're telling us it's time
It's
to
your
go.
rap, folks.
It was
Wrap
fun
it
though.
up. Right.
It was fun. Yeah.
It's time to wrap it up.
Like the conversation. I think
Yeah,
we got
I
some
like
good
it.
stuff out of this. We should do this again.
This is fun.
I'd be
I like
down.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring some wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine drunk.
Wine.
Yes. 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 The
Yes.
girls are like,
Yeah, about the it's a girl
Bring
thing.
the Hennessy.
water.
y'all got that.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on the video. Please. Please.
What?
You want to say your bye?
Oh, bye.
She didn't even say it the way she usually says it.
How do I say it? Okay, bye.